Craig MacArthur from the ECCE, the East Coast Comic Expo, here to talk to you guys about some exciting things that are happening in the comic world. This Tuesday coming up, we have the finale for the Crisis of Infinite Earths, and we actually have a few people that have taken time to share their opinions and excitement about what's happening, what's been going over the last 3 episodes. So a warning, there is a spoiler ahead.
Hey everybody, it's Monster Mike from Super Pub and the Serial Murders webcomics, and just wanted to drop in with my thoughts on one of my favorite moments from the Crisis on Infinite Earths CW DC TV show Arrowverse crossover, and I wouldn't be surprised if this was some other people's favorite moment as well. And it all starts with this. This is actually my slipcase, but we're going to flip that right over and go right to the original source for this one. And it comes at the very end of this comic. Oh, smell that old newsprint. It's the Flash, of course. It's the Barry Allen Flash. And this would be the death scene from the original Crisis on Infinite Earths. And he is racing at super speed to destroy the Anti-Monitor's weapon, the cannon. And we got a real good tease for this in the very first episode of the Flash TV show. And the payoff wasn't what I expected, but it was certainly very sweet, bittersweet, I would say, as we got to say goodbye to our John Wesley Shipp, Barry Allen Flash. And I think as great a payoff as it would have been to have said goodbye to the Grant Gustin Flash. Obviously, that's not realistic because the show is going to go on and he's the star of the show. But to wrap up, to go back even further, back into the 90s, to that John Wesley Shipp character, and be able to get that payoff with him sacrificing himself for the universe. And I thought it was just really, really well done. And I was a big fan of that Flash TV show as well, so it really hit me pretty hard. And yeah, so that's my favorite part of the CW Arrowverse DC Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover. Thanks.
My favorite part so far has definitely been the cameos. I loved seeing Robin from the 60 series, Alexander Knox from the 89 movie, and even seeing Hawk and the new Robin from the new Titan show. It's awesome seeing all these characters from these different series from across different networks and different decades all coming together and smashing together in one awesome big mini-series.
I think I really liked all the callbacks to the original comic. I think that was one of my favorite parts growing up, because that was one of my first comics when I got into it. So it was that series, and so there was a lot of little tie-ins to that I really liked. But I think my all-time favorite part was bringing in Superman Returns and Bryan Singer's Superman. I think that was really cool to jump this many years in the future after the movie had been made, and to see where he is now as a character. To see that not only is everyone in his life gone, but he's handling Perry White's position at the Daily Planet and being Superman with his wife Lois gone. I think that was amazing. And to top it all off, he even references the laughing guy from Joker or from Gotham as the guy who decimated the Daily Planet with a toxic bomb, which is that's comic books to a T, and I love it. It's the best part about that. That's what I liked as a Superman fan.
My favorite part so far for Crisis on Earth has got to be the cameo with Wil Wheaton. That came pretty early, I think, in the first episode. He was a doomsday sayer, and he had a sign. And I really like the cameo for 2 reasons. First of all, the sign is actually brought from Superman 2, which I'm always a fan of the original Superman movies. And the second thing is I like Wil Wheaton. I'm a big Trekkie, so having a Star Trek character or actor show up in Crisis was pretty awesome.
Crisis on Infinity Earths comic book event. I remember when it came out in the comic shops in 1985. I was a big Marvel reader, but it was so exciting that I went over and I read that whole series, and I thought it was fantastic. So I'm super excited that the CW in DC is taking advantage of all of their shows and finding ways to tie in all these cameos from their past shows. I think that's really exciting, and I'm super happy that they're taking full advantage of the opportunity. And, as far as a favorite callback, I think just seeing the Flash's treadmill in the show was probably my favorite moment. And Flash's sacrifice was a big deal in the comics back in those days. It was a really shocking event, and I think it's great how they found a way to pay homage to those events, using in particular how they tied it into the Flash from the 1990 TV show too, which I remembered as well. So I think that would probably be so far my favorite callback, and I'm looking forward to the finale.
Hey guys, Ryan here from the recap sequence. Just wanted to give my 2 cents really on the current CW run of Crisis on Infinite Earths, which will be returning from its month-long hiatus. And I gotta say, I was never really a follower of DC Comics much until I started watching the Supergirl TV show, and I've been hooked really to all of them ever since. This Crisis, though, has done a fantastic job of being able to maintain a storyline continuity through the first 3 different shows. I find CW wasn't always able to maintain that in previous crossover events. But for me, probably the biggest thing that I've really appreciated as a fan watching all this is the homage they've paid, bringing back past actors who have played various roles. For me, though, the biggest one was Kevin Conroy, the voice of Batman in every animated series that we've seen and video game that we've played. To have him come back was truly something special. I have to say that was probably my most favorite moment. And of course, I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to come of this in the final 2 episodes. They've done a fantastic job over the last couple of years building this up to being something that is very memorable, and I've said it in the past that I think DC has done a fabulous job when it comes to the TV shows out there. So I'm really looking forward to the final 2 episodes of Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Hey guys, with the CW Crisis on Infinite Earths finale coming up in a couple days, I thought I'd tell you guys maybe my top 3 things that I enjoyed from the first 3 episodes. Number 1 would be Kevin Conroy. Come on, guys, that was awesome. The fact that he was in it, even if he didn't portray the Kingdom Come Batman that we all thought he was going to be, he did don the exosuit. Was an awesome nod to it. It was fantastic. Number 2 would be Jim Corrigan, the Spectre, showing up to save Ollie. That I thought was really awesome because in the comic books, Hal Jordan, his best friend, Green Lantern, shows up and he becomes the Spectre in the comics. So I thought to do his best friend Ollie in the CW, I thought was fantastic. And number 3, I'm going to say, going back to Kingdom Come, the Brandon Routh Superman movie, having the Future of Kingdom Come storyline was awesome, because it might be, I don't know if it's the best Superman story of all time, it might even be the best DC story of all time, so it's fantastic. So that was my pick. I really enjoyed that, and I'm really looking forward to the finale. Peace!
So let us know what you thought about this crossover event. Thanks for taking a few moments to watch that video with us. Thanks again for being a part of the community. We wouldn't be here without you guys. June 5th, June 6th, join us for the East Coast Comic Expo in the Hub City, Moncton, New Brunswick. Hope to see you soon.